What is up, guys? It is Mike D with Second Form Strength, back for a video. Now, have you guys had a hobby or something that you've done since you were young, or something that you really enjoyed doing? Something that brought you a lot of joy, something that distracted you from whatever was going on in the world around you, something that when you did it, you just felt at peace and connected with what you were creating. You weren't worried about anything going on in the outside world. You were fully invested into what you were doing. I'm sure the answer is yes. For me, my thing was, and always has been, drawing. I've loved to draw. Ever since I was a kid, I loved to draw. Just goofy characters. I used to make cards for my mum. I still do make birthday cards for my mum, hand-drawn ones. I always used to get in trouble in class for just drawing in the back of my books. Like I had English books, and half of them weren't even English writing essays. It was just doodles, not those type of doodles, eh? But it was just drawings and cartoons and just fun things that I'd come up with in my own mind, and that I'd just draw during the class when I should have been learning. Not that stuff would have... It's not like they were teaching us anything useful anyway. Now that I look back on that, I'm glad that I spent that time drawing, because, it's something that I did keep it with me. Like, don't get me wrong, I started off this video asking if you guys had something like that, and my intention going forward is, like, the title of this video is going to be something like, I stopped doing what I loved. Because in a sense I really did. I always kept drawing with me. As I got older, I still drew. As I got into my early 20s and mid 20s, I continued to draw, and I actually had an Instagram page. I still do have an Instagram page. Shameless plug, the Instagram page is lollybagmike, if you want to check it out. But I kept that up throughout my mid 20s and early 20s. I mean, the page is still active, so I guess I've kept it up, but I was doing it, especially in my early 20s, a lot more frequently. Like, I would legitimately come home, I'd have some weed, and for me, I don't think I needed the weed to draw, because I've been sober since, had moments of sobriety and things like this, and my drawing hasn't really been affected. But I do tap into something when I smoke weed. If any artists out there and you've smoked, you have a little smoke before you draw, it's so great, because especially for me, I would look forward to just finishing work. I'd have all my Copic markers out that I'd spent a while saving up for, my $380 set of Copic markers on my desk. I built myself like a little felt tip, like a pen container thing out of toilet roll tubes, and the toilet roll tubes you'd put the different pens in. So I'd have like my 0.5 markers, it was just so great and organized, right? Like, if you're an artist, you'll know what I mean. If you like having your stuff organized, it's so good just having access to all that and thinking of a creative way to do it too. So I had all that, and I would look so forward to just having some weed, coming home after work, and putting my headphones on, putting on a good podcast, or just putting on the music, putting on a good playlist, and just creating something out of scratch, man. That's what I really loved. It was just creating some crazy character out of scratch. I mean, I still do it to an extent. I'll show you one I've got that I made not too long ago. It was just a bit of a... I don't know if you can see that one. Just a bit of a play around, but I do things like this. I've still got this one too, actually. A little ray gun man. But I would do stuff like that all the time, man, posting on my Instagram. I'd love looking at YouTube videos with the shading tutorials, and I was so into it. And it got to the point where I was making money off doing it too. I got commissions for a skateboard company in America to do some graphics, and actually they recently hit me up again, which I'll get into, but they hit me up again, and I, had another like $2,000 job. So, I mean, to anyone watching this that does draw and people saying you can't make money off it, you definitely can if you keep up with it. But that's not my point. My point is that I used to be really, really like doing it consistently all the time. And once I got probably in my late 20s, I think ever since, and I don't know, guys, tell me if I'm fucking wrong with this shit, if you're an artist, but ever since AI and stuff started taking over, and realistically, even before that, ever since Shorts came on Instagram, and it was that, sorry, Reels, Shorts, I'm confusing it with YouTube, they're all fucking TikTokified now. Anyway, ever since Reels came on Instagram, at least for me, being someone that really liked just posting and writing captions with the posts and thinking of stuff like that, I noticed I just wasn't getting as much traction. And not only that, everything started to feel saturated, right? Everyone's attention spans was a lot shorter. You needed to do like these elaborate videos to get your artwork seen. Even if you had really creative, unique artwork, if you didn't have some kind of hook, people weren't going to see it. So that kind of discouraged me, I won't lie. And that's completely my fault, like I'll say that. But I did notice in general, artists were tending to get a lot less engagement since the Reels came in, because you get popular content creators and women shaking their bums and stuff, and this stuff's just going to get more eyes and attention on it in the real format that it is, right? So anyway, and then I noticed when like AI started to become a thing, like it completely fucked the art community, I feel like, on Instagram. If there even was one at that point, like I think there was, but it wasn't as big as it, used to be. But I feel like, sorry, I'm just going to turn this, there we go. Yeah, I feel like it just went downhill from there. And ever since that point, when social media in general just got realified, and like everything was short attention span, and it's like I just lost all the passion to create fucking anything, I'm not saying I still don't, because obviously I told you guys about that job that I got recently for the same company, and to be honest, it was probably my best work that I've done to this point in my life. I'm really proud of how the job came out. But I really liked when I did that job, but it wasn't, at least before that job or around that same time, I hadn't drawn for probably months. And then when that person, that they just hit me up on my Instagram, and because I still check my Instagram on my drawing account, the notifications still come up. I saw it and I was like, oh, well, maybe this is a sign I should get back into drawing again. And that is when I kind of discovered the love for it. But before that point, I just had no passion for it. Like I would get on, because I mainly create things on my iPad now. I still do some traditional stuff like I showed you, but a majority of the work, and at least if I get paid work, it's through my iPad. It was really hard for me to have any desire or motivation to create anything, because artistically it just felt like it was a waste of time, because the only thing that's going to get traction now on any of these sites or anything is going to be the shit that sex and money and all this kind of stuff. I feel like art just isn't appreciated as much anymore. And also the fact that AI can do stuff now, I mean, companies are just going to look at that and go, well, why would I pay an artist to create something unique when I can get AI to create, I guess, in essence, something that's unique, but it's not really, because they're just taking pre-made things and putting them together. Like, I don't know, I think it's totally different. But, I realized that I stopped doing what I loved, and I think maybe a lot of you can relate, because I feel like I'm seeing that sentiment shared a lot more nowadays, that people just aren't doing what they're passionate about anymore, because it just feels like, what's the point? Because I think we're too focused on, and this is what I'll end the video with, I think we're too focused on what other people are going to think of it. And especially now that everything is online, it feels like more of our livelihood, more of our survival is connected to the online world. If we create something or put something out there that could be viewed unfavorably, or we perceive it as unfavorable because it doesn't get much traction or views, like we're essentially basing our worth of what we create on the views that it gets. And I don't think we should do that, because it doesn't lead anywhere. Like, all it leads to is more misery. All it leads to is you, like all of us are now, not creating anything. So I found, for me personally, what I'm trying out now, and I will make an update on this to see how it goes, but I'm consciously just keeping Instagram on my phone and all real social medias when I want to post something, because I also do fitness content. So when I want to post something with my fitness or with drawing, I'll do it and then I'm off. I really think, especially as an artist, or if you're a creative person in general, it's 100% necessary to have free space away from social media and all these other hive mind communities, in order to have time with your own thoughts. And when you have time with your own thoughts and you're able to clearly think about things and just think through things, and you're able to formulate your own opinions, your own unique perspectives. And especially, I think, if you're an artist or someone creative, maybe you're a creative writer, you're able to come up with unique and creative ideas that they come from a place that you can't access unless you're free of everyone else's thoughts and ideas. You can't access that ether where those thoughts and ideas creatively are pulled from, unless you detach and disconnect from everybody else's thoughts and opinions. I truly believe that. So I would suggest, if you're a creative person, or anything that you used to love doing that you're not doing anymore, I seriously think it's because of social media. I mean, this isn't a new take, but I think what might help people watching this video is just totally get rid of it. Even if you think you might need it for your business or whatever, do what I'm doing. And even though it's a real pain in the ass, for now, I still think it's better than constantly being on there. Just uninstall it when you don't need it, install it when you need it, but when you're done posting, just get rid of it. Because any messages that you need to see, you'll see the next time you install it. There's nothing that needs to be so urgent that you need to be constantly checking 80 plus times a day, like most of us do. It's fucking wrecking us, obviously. You can all see it. So, yeah, just wanted to put that out there. Hopefully it helps someone. Anyway, I'm going to go do some drawing now. So, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.